Today we're going to have a look at how I built that little 330 frame. Okay, so here's the joiner. Now these are meant for putting aluminium frames together. You can get these in all different shapes and sizes. We have a look here. Here are a couple of the 550 arms or booms that for your quadcopter. This is the 550 that I fly that you see in most of the videos. Now this is a new one. So all I've done is with older ones that have been in previous stacks like this guy here, is you basically cut them down, and I'll show you how to do that, and mount that little mount on there. And that, as you will see there, fits fairly neat inside there, but it is a bit sloppy, and I'll show you how. So as I said, here's the joiner that you buy from Bunnings. These are $1.96. Okay, ejection molded plastic, fairly brittle, but nevertheless, this is how they come. So what I did is I actually cut slots in it so that that would clamp up and make that smaller. So that is now the bottom of the frame. This is now the top, and what I've done here is I have used a standard 50 by 50 square plate and marked out my holes here, and as you can see here, this is the little tiny little flipboard that's going to go on it, and marked it out and drilled my pattern, and then just drilled through to the other side, and then using a 5-inch grinder cut very carefully those slots. Now this is my template. This is what I use. Now usually material tube doesn't fit inside other tube, but I found that it's fairly neat, and it's just your 20mm inside or outside your 16mm. Okay, 20mm and your 16mm fits into it. So what I did is I made this little template. Okay, cut it to size, and then what you do is you stick your quadcopter piece in here, put that over it, and then mark it and cut it. And I also put some holes in here so that I could make a template and drill these holes in here. Now what I needed to do, I don't know whether you can really see that too good, is I needed to drill a hole in the center here to allow for these little motors with the circlip on the bottom to actually fit down what we've done inside. Using the existing, we need 330mm centers, so 165 from the center to the center, 165 out, and then all you do is clamp it. We drill a couple of holes, and then we drill the other holes through there. So using that, you can make up a template if you want, but I find it's not that good. If you just take your time and measure it and clamp it up, you should be pretty fine. So we'll drill some holes and we'll see how we go. So if you have a look here now, that's the underside. This is the top side, and they're also going to double as the standoffs that hold the flight board. So if you have a look at the tape measure, and we go from there, to there, we've got 330mm centers. Okay. So we'd need to do the other two, and then we're basically, all we've got to do is do the side pieces, and we've got ourselves a frame. Now you can see here, this is the little board. As I said, this is what I'm going to use, and of course this is going to bolt in under here, okay, and fit on there. So that'll double as our holding board for our little flight control board. That'll sit there, and technically once that's sitting down, we should be pretty well good to go. We can put our battery strap in and around through there, and yeah, we're all good to go. So back in a minute with the end product. So we're back. Here's the end product. We've got it all sorted, and there we have it. Okay, so we're going to have a look at our little motor setup. This looks like a bit of a mess, doesn't it? But anyway, this is our new replacement one. Now I've just bought some of these in the 1700 kV. These are the little 1300s. I've also got some 3000 kV ones on order, so we'll see how they go when they come in. But you can see in there, hopefully you can see in there, that'll sit down and it's just held with the little grub screws, and it sits into place. And basically that's it. Now what I'm going to do is put a cable tie around there to stop those grub screws from coming loose in flight, and back in a minute.